In the third topology, okay, here there is a permanent magnet which is sandwiched, okay, and here also there is a phase winding. Okay, consider here cross is there, here dot is there. Okay, now particularly this pole have no winding, no PM, permanent magnets. Okay, so the saving of the permanent magnet will occur. Now in the next one, there is a permanent magnet and also the coil is wound. This is a third topology. Okay. So in the third topology, what is the benefit? Both. Okay. The flux linkage between two phases, it is avoid. And also there is a reduction in cost of PM. Because PM material is less, so the cost is less. Okay. Okay. Now tell me, in which among these three topology, which topology suffers from the torque ripple among this first one and second one? Which one is suffer from a, if you will compare this first topology, this is your first topology. Okay, and this is your second. Which one is suffering from more torque ripple? Yes, if you will compare first, second and third, then the third one is more. Yes. Karthik, first one have a more torque ripple or second one have a more torque ripple? The second one. Okay, in among first and second, the second one have a more torque ripple. Why? Because see, here there is a no torque will be produced. Okay, so if we will see that the uneven wave shape is created. Uneven wave shape is created. Okay. And compared to the second, the third one have a more torque ripple. Compared to the second, the third one have a more torque ripple. Okay. So the research suggests that the FSPM machine, which one is the best? Just a second. So it indicates use of alternate poles. Can maintain original average torque but relatively high torque ripple. Okay, but we can reduce this torque ripple. We can reduce this torque ripple by rotor skewing. Okay, So the second one, it is a comparatively good. So this topology will give a moderate benefit of first and second, third topology. Okay. So generally the topology with alternate poles is used. Okay. So this is about the flux reversal machine. Now next is the hybrid excited edge machine. So the next is hybrid excited PM motors. Okay. One minute. Okay. So this is the related to the hybrid excited PM motors. No, this is sorry. This is the, we can say, topology of FSPM that we have discussed. Okay, this is the first one. Each pole is wound with a winding. This is the second one. Alternate pole is wound with a winding, and the third one, the alternate pole with wound with a winding with no magnets. Okay, so this is the topology of FSPM. Okay, so this is just a view. Now next is the HFPM machine. Hybrid excited HEPM. Okay, so this is the HEPM machine. Okay, hybrid excited permanent magnet HEPM doubly fed, we can say. Okay, so here in this figure you can see this is a rotor. Okay, so this is your rotor, you can see. Okay, this is the stator, this whole green, it is a stator. Okay, see here, this is a stator. Now in the stator the permanent magnets are inserted. So here you can say this is a permanent magnet. Okay, this is a permanent magnet, this is a permanent magnet, and this is a permanent magnet. Okay, but here the one winding is wound. The permanent magnets here, they are wounded with an electromagnet. So here you are connecting a coil. Okay, so field permanent magnets, here we can say this is like a electromagnets, here are giving the excitation. Okay, so it is a DC field winding. Okay, so but the DC field winding and armature winding both are on which? The DC field winding and armature winding both are on which member? It is on stator or rotor? both winding, armature winding as well as the DC field winding wound on which part? Yes, Karthik, both are wound on a stator. Yes, Derek. Okay, so that's why it is a stator permanent magnet machine. That's why it is a stator permanent magnet machine, but it is a hybrid doubly excited because we are giving a two excitation. Once you are giving the supply to this armature winding also. Just a second. Okay, and as well as you are giving supply to the DC field winding. Okay, so both are getting a supply. Okay, so both are getting a supply. So it is called as a doubly fed. Okay. What is the benefit of this particular doubly fed? Can anybody tell me? What is the difference? Here, are you able to control the flux or not? Are you able to control the flux in this particular configuration? Okay. So, and why it is called as a doubly fed, it is okay because we are giving excitation to the armature winding and DC winding. Okay. And why it is called as a hybrid? Okay. Why it is called as a hybrid? It includes both PM and field winding excitation. So the excitation, it is related to the field. Okay. But here field is provided by both permanent magnets as well as here there is a field winding. That's why it is called as a hybrid. And why it is called as a doubly? Because they are giving a supply to the armature winding as well as the field winding. Okay. So here we can say that the by using, we can, in this case, we can control the flux. So it is a directly controllable. If in a we can say in a uncontrollable or we can say singly excited, what is a how you can control the flux? For that you have to use a vector control, okay, advanced angle control, etc. But here it is naturally you can control by this arrangement. Okay. Now for this DC field winding, how we can give a supply? So there is a power circuit look like this. Just a second, I'm not able to write here. Okay. Next is power circuit for DC field winding. Okay, so consider that this is your DC field winding. Okay, there is a switch S1. Okay, consider this is a switch S1, S2, S3, S4. Okay, and what is remaining? Here we have to connect a freewheeling diode. Okay, this is our DC field line. It is called as a H bridge converter. It is look like a H bridge converter. Okay, now can anybody tell me how we can control the magnitude of this DC field current? How we can control the magnitude of this DC field current? Just a second. Okay, say for example, the current is flowing this way. So how we can control the magnitude of the DC field current? Yes, very good, Eric. Adjusting the duty cycle of the switches. Yes. Or Karthik, yes, by switching period. Okay, good. Okay. So in this case, we can say the magnitude of the current the magnitude of DC current is controlled by controlling duty cycle of power devices, which will conduct. Okay, which our devices will be conduct. Okay, and how we can control the direction of current. Which current? DC field current. Is controlled by different pairs if you will select. Different pairs of power device. Is it clear up to this? Okay. So now how it is looks HFSP machine, 1 minute. Okay, so here you can see this is the figure of HEFSP FSPM machine. Okay, so here in this case, this is our armature winding. Okay, and this blue one, it is a DC field winding. Both are put on the stator, and this is our permanent magnets. Okay, and the rotor is simply salient pole iron core. Okay, The rotor is simply cell and pole, iron core, nothing is there which is put on the rotor. Okay, so this is the structure of HEPM. How it is work? If we will see the flux path. Just a second. Okay. So here you can see, just a minute. Okay. So this figure shows the flux path for the flux strengthening and the flux weakening. Okay. In the first figure, if we will see that this is a stator, this particular, it is a stator. Okay, this part, it is a stator. Okay, here there is a permanent magnets. Okay, and it is a cross section that the winding is wound. Okay, and this is our DC field winding. So here, if we will see the flux path, then consider that this magnet have a polarity, it is a permanent magnet. Okay, so consider this have a polarity N and S. Here the polarity is N and S. As it is a permanent magnet, this polarity is also remains same in the second case also. Okay, but what happens? Here the DC field winding current have this direction. Here the current is going inside and here the current is coming out. Okay, so if we will consider this, then what is the direction of the flux? So if we will see the direction of this permanent magnet flux, so see that. So the flux is passing through the stator core in such a way that it is coming from the north pole, okay, like this, okay, and here it is entering into the S pole. So this is the path. So if we will see here, then both the flux, which is shown as a red and green, both are aiding each other. Both are aiding each other. So it is called the flux strengthening. Okay, but when we will switching the DC field current, when we switching the DC field current here, then what happens? The direction of the current flux, which is due to the DC field. Okay, it will be changed. This red shows the direction of the flux due to the DC field winding. Okay, so now here you can see that the direction of the flux due to the DC field winding is reversing. See here, they both are in the same direction here. Okay, now here both are opposite. It is called as a flux weakening. Okay, so this is flux strengthening, this is a flux weakening. Okay, now what are the advantages and some disadvantages of this motor? So the advantage of this HEFSPM. So we can say here we can change the polarity. Okay, we can change the polarity and the magnitude of the DC field winding. Okay, so by changing the magnitude and polarity, we can easily control the air gap flux. Okay, so we can say that we can control the air gap flux, and that's why the air gap flux density is controllable. Okay, so we can say by varying polarity and magnitude of DC field current, the air gap flux density can be easily controlled. Okay. Now here we can say this particular figure shows the features of the flux strengthening. So where is the flux strengthening is useful? So the flux strengthening feature can offer high torque feature. Okay. And by realizing the flux weakening, the wide speed at a constant power features is enabled. These features is useful for we can say hill climbing. These features, huh? If you overtaking, hill climbing, it is useful this feature. Okay, but by doing a flux weakening, which is this one. Okay, it offers wide speed range, constant power feature. Which is used for a essential for EV cruising. Okay. So this is about the HEFSPM machine. Okay. So here we will complete the unit number 3. Okay. If any doubt, you can ask.
Ma'am,
Yes.
flux mnemonic machine is in this chapter or in
Yes,
different
flux
chapter?
mnemonic, it is in this chapter, but we are not going to include it. Okay, because somewhat the syllabus is lengthy, so we are doing up to this only.
Okay, and there are another hybrid excited DSPM, hybrid excited FSPM, and
Meaning up to
FRPM.
this only are there.
Okay,
Okay, so
okay, no problem.
So flux mnemonic is not there in your syllabus right now. Okay. So we do up to this only. Okay, so here I'm ending. If you have any difficulty, you can ask. If you don't know that what is the meaning of cruising means in a natural speed period. Okay, when the road is smooth or we can say natural condition, and this is for a hill climbing. Is it clear, all of you? Okay. Okay, so we will do up to this only. Thank you.